Nih di sini nih, ininya nih yang di copy. Coba kita ikutin dulu dia.
Add that in there. You could change default. So it's listed there, and this I just leave it default. I don't mess with any of the settings in here. And this is connected. Then it should be webcam. You would just right click and go to add and video capture device. And if you have a webcam connected, then it should be listed up here. I'm using the Logic. I just leave it default. I don't mess with any of this capacity. I'm not going to need to use the. Not going to be great. So editing software, where basically what's on top is what is actually going to be displayed over the gameplay that you're showing. So in stop preview, you could preview stream, and then you'll see what will show up now. But you could just take my word for it that this would be the webcam. So if you wanted to have your web, it'll stay. Bunch of game drop down, and then Witcher 3 would then show up in this menu here as an option for you to select for your game caption. I can't show you that right now, but you just have to take my word for it. If you do launch a game, Alt Tab, come here, and it will show up in this window. So basically, any game you launch from the web, because this is basically the settings I use every time I'm streaming, really doesn't change apart from like my broadcast key if I'm doing Twitch or YouTube. That's really the only thing in here that I ever change. My encoding and video settings at default. I don't touch this. For encoding, I use the X264 encoder. They do have an NVIDIA option in here if you're running an NVIDIA GPU, but I really haven't seen any benefit from doing that. And since I have a 6-core Intel CPU, it's plenty fast enough to keep up with the X264 encoding. For the bitrate, this is going to be a little bit specific to you, but I recommend using 3500 to 4000 if you're doing a 1080p stream. I use 4000 because I'm doing 1080p 60 FPS, which is really ideal. That's what a lot of people I think want to watch when they are tuning into a stream. They want to see that 1080p 60 FPS gameplay, especially on the PC. So I tend to use 4000 bitrate, and I find that to be a good balance for the upload speed as well as for the viewers that are watching at home, because if you do have this too high, it can create laggy streams, and then people might not be able to keep up with it because of YouTube servers or their own internet download speed connection. So like I said, I recommend leaving this at 4000, but that's just me. You can mess around with it and find out what's best for you. For broadcast settings, I just have this on live stream mode, and since we're doing YouTube gaming, I have this on YouTube. But adversely, if you wanted to do Twitch, you could just hit the drop down here and then go to Twitch and then put in your stream key from Twitch, which will be different from your YouTube. I always go to the primary YouTube ingestion server. I've never had to change this. And this is your stream key, which I mentioned earlier here, which you get on your live stream dashboard. So if we go back here to the live dashboard, you can see you've got your stream name key down here. Now, you never want to show this to anyone, because if you do, then they could just start streaming to your channel willy-nilly anytime they feel like it. So if you just come to the stream key here and highlight it and hit Control-C, that'll then copy it, and then you can come over to your broadcast settings on OBS. You can delete that out there, and then hit Control-V to paste it in, and then it'll have your stream key added in.
Ini ya. Ini copy. Udah sih, udah aku paste. Terus oke. Start streaming, di sini ada.
So then you could stream. Otherwise, it is going to remove any settings that you changed while you were in that particular tab. As far as video settings, your monitor is 2560 by 1440, so I do have to adjust the scene in order to fit the Windows. Then it's not in 1080, so 60 FPS. And you can downgrade this to the 720p. Still going to the mic. Usually 2 times I find to be best, but mess with it, maybe your games or your back pace. What I have settings. I don't. That's basically the end of it. You just go in, is online if you've done everything correctly. So If you missed anything, go back, watch the video through again, pause, take your time with it. It's pretty easy to do once you get it set up and you get familiar with the OBS software. It really is quite simple. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here now, guys. I want to thank you for watching, and if this video helped,
Suwek lu, nggak dikasih tahu. Oh ini. Gua langsung waktu itu. Kesepnya di komputer bisa sambil ngupload juga bisa. Ada online ya?
Start recording?
Ke record.
Oh itu mah record doang ya?
Streaming. File. Setting tadi ya.
Ini ada sih, nah itu
Ini benar kan YouTube?
browse-nya tuh browse sampingnya streaming service.
Nggak ada. Capsule nggak ada. Harusnya bisa loh. Pas gini gue paste.
Di apply.
Oke.
Lihat YouTube dulu ya. Refresh dulu nggak sih?
Well, itu langsung dah. Apa nih? Baik. Tadi nggak dirubah-rubah kan ya?
Itu yang URL memory itu
File path-nya
yang video nggak ada apa-apanya di bawah itu.
nggak ada. Di sini tadi mana yang tadi?
your stream, here and highlight it and hit Control C. That'll then copy it, and then you can come over to your broadcast settings on OBS. You can delete that out there, and then hit Control V to paste it in, and then it'll have your stream key added in. So then you could stream directly to your channel from OBS. Just make sure you hit apply when you are leaving this window. Otherwise, it is going to remove any settings that you changed while you were in that particular tab. As far as video settings are concerned, like I said, I use 1920 by 1940. 60 FPS is still going to be good for live streaming games on the internet. For audio, I just kind of leave this stuff at default. I do mess around with the mic boost depending on what I'm doing. I usually have this on 2 times. My mic was a little low yesterday for our live stream, so I had it up at 3 times, but usually 2 times I find to be best. But mess around with your mic settings. It's really going to depend on your audio device and how that sounds. You may even have to adjust the desktop boost a little bit if maybe your games or your background is too quiet, if you want that to be a little bit more pronounced in there. And you could change your audio device for what you're listening through, like speakers or headphones. I use my DAC, which is what my headphones run to, and then my microphone is the Scarlett Solo interface, which is what this Audio Technica mic is running to. But you guys can basically just copy and paste what I have in here and mess around with your settings and see what works best for you. And don't forget to hit that apply button when you are done changing your settings. I don't mess around with anything else down here as far as hotkeys or advanced is concerned. You can pretty much leave that all at default. It's really just the things that I mentioned here, and that's really it. That's basically the end of it. I mean, once you're done doing all of that there and you have all of your settings saved and you've got your scenes and your sources added in, you just go ahead and hit start streaming, and then you're off and running, and you'll see your stream pop up here. It'll say this stream is online if you've done everything correctly. So if you missed anything, go back, watch the video through again, pause, take your time with it. It's pretty easy to do once you get it set up and you get familiar with the OBS software. It really is quite simple. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here now, guys. I want to thank you for watching, and if this video helped you out at all or taught you something new, show me by sticking a big thumbs up on it below. It helps out the channel a lot, and subscribe if you're not already. And I'll catch you guys next time. Ta-ra.
Oh, nggak bisa. Ini yang streaming langsung. Yang ini benar. Ini kan. Coba lo gantian salah.
Hey everyone, my name is Yoshi, and welcome to another tutorial. This time I'm going to be teaching you the basics of how to stream using OBS Studio. OBS Studio is pretty much the definitive version of OBS at this point. It took over from OBS Classic from last summer, I believe. And I haven't seen a lot of tutorials of people teaching people how to stream using this, and this is a lot better than the old OBS, and so I figured